subscribe. Darling Radio, like and subscribe.
We're in here deep as we always are. Family, y'all know what I saw. Y'all know Juneteenth is coming up. Juneteenth is coming up. And have y'all been noticing a lot of these events that's happening where people are co-opting Juneteenth and they're really trying to Africanize it? They're trying to Caribbeanize Juneteenth. I saw something, and I'm gonna look at it. It's on my Twitter. It's a flyer. I'm gonna read the flyer off. I want to be very accurate. I want to read this thing. Or let me look at my Twitter. Cause yeah, this is getting damn ridiculous. This thing said, hold on, where is it? They're having Afro-teenth, the downtown takeover. This is in Dallas. So they're having Afro-teenth, and they got some African patterns here. Um, June 20th. Someplace called Carpe Diem. They're gonna have Afro beats, soca, R&B, amapiano. So they're gonna really try to Africanize Juneteenth. Have y'all noticed this? There's this desperate desire for these non-FBA people to get Juneteenth and redefine what it is. And a lot of people have been hollering at them about that. And we got to understand that's part of a bigger issue when it comes to some non-FBA people who come in and try to co-opt and dictate FBA culture, because that's an issue. That's an extension of them trying to dictate what our culture is. A lot of times these people do that because they feel like they lack their own rooted cultural legacy within the US. See, a lot of these non-FBA immigrants, they come to America, but they don't have no generational roots here like we do. And they see foundational Black American culture as the dominant and authentic Black culture in America. And they try to graft themselves onto it to gain social relevance. Yeah, you understand? So we got Juneteenth. They're going to talk about some damn Afro-teenth to kind of blur the lines. And we're like, no. Juneteenth is something very specific to what happened here. Because a lot of these folks, man, truth be told, they have a desire to really attach themselves to the Black American struggle, and they do that for legitimacy. See, they want to claim a share of our moral capital here and our credibility, that foundational Black American descendants of freedmen that we've earned through slavery, Jim Crow, civil rights, and modern systematic oppression. Yeah. And a lot of people, they see foundational Black American culture as the global face of Blackness. So they want to co-opt a lot of our culture so they can ride that coattail. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but that's a reality. And there's a lot of corporate and institutional encouragement of that pan-Blackness thing. See, corporations, universities, NGOs, they'll oftentimes fund some of that Pan-Africanist stuff because they know that it will weaken the demands for foundational Black American lineage-based justice. Yeah. So a lot of African and Caribbean immigrants, they'll exploit these platforms, working in cahoots with the white supremacists to position themselves as leaders of Black America. And then they'll try to dictate to us what Black culture is. Yeah. Notice all people always trying to tell us what our culture is. They try to redefine what our culture, like hip hop. Well, it came from Jamaica. No, that's why we had to do the movie microphone check. Juneteenth, they're trying to rebrand that. They desperately trying to Africanize it. Remember, they were running around here talking about we got soul food from Africa. Well, soul food, that is West African food, but why don't it taste the same? No, it's not. It don't taste the same. It's not the same. Yeah. A lot of our other music genres, they try to co-opt that and claim we got it from them, and or they'll try to redefine what it means. Even our foundation of Black American identity, what do? We're saying, hey, we're not really African American. We prefer foundational Black Americans. That's a more concise and accurate description of who we are lineage wise. And what do tethers do? That is a cult, nigga. That is not a lineage. It's a cult. That is a cult. You are a group online. They play that game. They're always trying to redefine who and what we are. You niggas don't have a homeland. You are kata. That's what you are, nigga. You are an akata. Everything is about trying to redefine who we are as a way of cultural control. And they want to come in and try to gatekeep. You understand? And that's an attempt to really displace um, our influence in Black America by them constantly inserting their own narratives and aesthetics. They want to shift leadership and influence away from us to a more pan-African immigrant centered elite. See, that's why we got an issue with the damn Congressional Black Caucus. Remember, they've been sneaking the tether class in there heavy, and they get them in certain positions, and then these folks start dictating what tangibles and justice we're going to get. You understand? So we've been waking up to that, and better late than never. Let's get Miss Stacy in the building.
Hey Tariq, how you been?
I'm good, Miss Stacy. How are you?
I've been a little MIA trying to just because I've been working so much, and you know how we got to do it. But
Yes.
and yeah, I have to have two jobs because the Mexicans got everything. But these I wanted you were talking about this Juneteenth thing they trying to do. I was like, these fools are so moated. How the hell you go from talking trash about our holiday, calling it ghetto and saying all this crazy stuff, to now trying to come in and change it up and take it over? And what really pisses me off is the whole meaning of Juneteenth in the first place. Y'all wasn't here.
Right.
Y'all wasn't here. That is the most disrespectful shit I've ever seen. Well, one of them, because they do so much more stuff. But you gonna just step in and then you think you gonna take over our holiday? Are you freaking kidding me?
Mm, mhm.
That's not gonna fly. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and land because I know you got other people that's gonna want to come up and speak, but I just had to come in and say something about that.
Thank you so much, beloved. Yeah, look at the word, the takeover. Notice they always use that takeover shit. Yeah, the Afro-teenth takeover. When it comes to our stuff, it's always some takeover. Remember at that HBCU, which HBCU was it when they did the African Takeover Day? Y'all remember that? About 3 or 4 years ago, the African students at this HBCU, they had African Takeover Day, and everybody was looking like the African Takeover. What the hell does that mean? That's where people start kind of looking at each other like, who are these people? What are they talking about? An African takeover? I thought we were all supposed to be the same people. I thought we were all supposed to be one. Now you differentiating yourself, and then you talking about taking over. Taking over what? You know? Taking over who? Yeah, we start asking questions, which we should have been doing a long time ago. Let's get Brother Robbie Blue in here. Robbie Blue, hop on. Brother Robbie, hop on, sir.
What's going on, brother Tariq? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Good
sir.
evening. Yeah, I was going to say everything you're saying makes sense, and I think what it is what threw a monkey wrench in their plans was us waking up, because it
Yeah.
was almost like us being comatose, like the chicken Kill Bill. They're like, okay, black people are practicing flat blackness. The DNC and all these liberals were able to kind of, like you say, prop up this Pan African thing, and then before you know it, we started paying attention because they got too greedy. That's always what happens with goofies and oddballs. They get too greedy. So they got too greedy. We woke up. And so now that they can't pull the wool over our eyes, now they're like discombobulated because they were disingenuous from the get-go to ever give us tangibles. So not only are we demanding tangibles, but we're not going to just go for flat blackness. So that's why they're in disarray. And then the Mexicans curve them because they think that Hispanics are monolith, but half of them, aspire to be not only American but white American. And since they're like pseudo Catholics, they don't even go with a lot of the stuff that the progressives push. So it's going to be interesting to see how this pushes forward. They're going to have no choice but to deal with our litmus test and us being on code. And I'm gonna land my plane.
My man, very, very good point. Yeah, man, we woke up. We woke up, and there was a few things that made us wake up. There was a few things. And a lot of us, like I was one of the people early on saying, hey, wait a minute, we can't let these folks just make us into generic Africans. And I'm a historian. This, first of all, what really made us wake up, the deliberate denial of reparations, yet they kept having these programs for all these non-FBA groups. So we said, hey, wait a damn minute. You keep telling us ain't no money, but when these other groups come over, it's a blank check. So, okay. And then they're turning around telling us that we need to work hard. We just didn't work hard. And then we start noticing all of the little derogatory names that they had for us. See, these people have delineated from us a long time ago. You understand? While we're sitting up here trying to drag them, we were the ones trying to drag them into some big Pan-African umbrella. We were doing that. These folks were, if we be very honest, they're telling us all along that they're different. They delineated from us. That's why I kept pointing out. I'm a pattern person, and I kept noticing patterns from all of these other groups. I noticed some patterns. When it was something negative, and I picked up on this a long time ago. Anytime something negative happened, they'll let that fly under black. And every time something positive happens, these folks would go out of their way to differentiate themselves from us. They wouldn't claim black. So I kept noticing over a decade ago, they kept using blackness as a trash can. You understand? We became their trash receptacle because if they did something positive, they're Nigerian, they're Ugandan, they're Ghanaian. You win an award, oh, you're Jamaican. Shout out to Jamaica. I'm the first Jamaican to win this. Everything positive, boy, you went out of your way to distance yourself from blackness. But when a musty nigga robs a liquor store, oh, look at this Negro. He's so black. This black guy robbed a liquor store. Look at your crime rates. And I said, no, 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 no. We're going to have to start disaggregating some of this stuff. No, no, we're not going to be the trash receptacles for all these other groups. Yeah, anytime they do something negative, it gets thrown on us under blackness. But if they get some kind of scholarship or PhD or whatever, they're Somali and all of this. No, 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 no. We're going to have to change that up. Everybody's going to have to keep the same energy. We're going to keep the same damn energy. Yeah. And again, I start seeing a lot of that stuff during the protest of the 2000 teens. We're out here trying to protest for justice, and we're out here trying to get laws passed and crime bills passed and tangibles for the community. And then all of these weirdos would come out and they'd get pushed out by the media doing and saying weird stuff. We're out here trying to get some race soldier arrested, and then some weirdo come over with a nose ring and there's a protest, and then they show up and they start twerking. I'm like, who are these people? Then they'll show up with a bullhorn. Yes, what happened to Mike Brown is horrible. And whatever happens to transgenders is horrible too. So we got to fight for all lives matter. I'm like, what the hell? Who the hell is this person? We start asking questions. Who are these people? And then nobody knew them. Like, who is that? I don't know. I thought they came with you. No. So we started asking questions. There's too much weird shit going on. We are here trying to fight for justice for us, and then all of a sudden, the conversation will get shifted into LGBT and immigration. We start hearing the media sit out here and tell us, well, the leaders of Black Lives Matter is these three studs, and a couple of them are immigrants. Uh, so we start seeing the corporate co-opting and manipulation of the grassroots. So we had to pull back and just ask questions about everything and everybody. Everybody had to be questioned. And then we start seeing a pattern. All of these weirdos pushing this weird shit. These were people who weren't even from our lineage. We start looking at them names. I'm like, oh, okay, this is why we got these weird folks who's trying to undermine us. These people ain't even of the lineage. They're from somewhere else. So yeah, that's what made us say, okay, we're gonna have to get this delineation thing and really make it solid, solid. Since everybody's delineated from us and they're doing little things to secretly undermine us. So we're gonna have to really tighten this up. And the straw that broke the camel's back is, remember when they had that bogus ass reparations quote hearing, and they had Coleman Hughes and Candace Owens on there talking about we shouldn't get no reparations. We need to stop begging. We don't need reparations. And I'm like, wait a minute. Candace Owens is a Caribbean tether. She identifies as Caribbean. And Coleman Hughes, we looked him up. And then wait a minute. This nigga's last name ain't Hughes. His name is Cruz. He's a Puerto Rican Spanish tether. Talking about we shouldn't get reparations. This dude ain't not even qualified to get it. So we started seeing that. We started seeing these people pop out of nowhere talking about we, us, and our our ancestry. We don't need nothing. We got enough. We need to stop begging. I'm like, okay, well, you're not qualified to get this stuff. So where's all this we shit and who brought you here? Who prop you up as a spokesperson? That's when we said, hey, we got to start questioning everybody. When somebody shows up and they're talking goofy, we'll see where they're from. There's something to it. And now that we're doing paperwork checks, things are getting better. Now we're putting a spotlight on the tethering. So when somebody says something dumb, we start looking in their background and we're like, oh, well, there it is. So that neutralizes them right there. That neutralizes any of their saboteur type of behavior. That's why the Democrat shills, see, that was their one trick pony. This is why the Democrats are so ass out right now. And they're so upset with the black grassroots because we've delineated in large numbers. And that has affected the Democrat policy of benign neglect against foundational Black Americans. The name of the game is to use us as the mule to fuel other movements and fuel tangibles for other groups while we don't get nothing. We saying that shit ain't flying no more. We're not doing that no more. So this is why all of these shaming tactics are being levied at us. Oh, you FBA, you guys sound like Nazis. Oh, you guys are a group. You guys sound like MAGA. FBA is a part of MAGA. They're saying shit. Them shaming tactics don't work. This is the new norm. We got tired of getting undermined. We sitting up here supporting these political parties and ain't getting shit. While other groups come across the border and all of a sudden they're sitting in luxury apartments and getting job training and getting all types of health care. And come on, dude, enough. How long you think that was gonna go? Come on, that finesse game wasn't gonna go on indefinitely. So yeah, we stopped that. We just had to stop it. Let's get Billy Mays. Billy Mays in the building. Mr. Billy Mays, hop on in.
Tariq, I wanted to just let you know that few times I've come in and listened to your spaces, and you are unreal, my friend. I've never listened to somebody speak so much truth, so real, so direct, so well spoken, so clear. And I just wanted to give you your flowers because you deserve them, my friend.
Thank you. Now, are you the real Billy Mays?
No, I am not the real Billy Mays.
Okay, I'm about to say. Okay, 'cause Billy.
No, I'm not the real. I'm a big fan of the real Billy Mays. The real
Okay,
Billy Mays, big, huge fan of the real Billy Mays.
what happened to
Um,
him? At those towels that he would sell late
it
night
was
on television.
OxyClean. It was
Yeah,
OxyClean. Hold on, give
yeah,
me 1 second. I'm just gonna hook up to my mic and stuff.
yeah.
Um,
This guy disappeared? What happened to Billy Mays?
what happened to Billy Mays is I believe that he ended up dying. He ended up dying, I think, of a cocaine overdose.
Oh, wow, wow! I didn't know that. Wow. What year was this? Are you there, brother? Uh-oh. Oh, Billy Mays, what? I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to you. Oh, okay. I don't know what happened. You got silent, but I tried to get you on later. Okay, I'm looking at it. Okay. Yeah, I just looked it up. Okay, yeah, he did. Yeah, they said he died of damn. Okay. Uh yeah, this okay. Yeah, yeah, I didn't know he died. Wow, no wonder I haven't heard from him. Yeah, Billy Mays, this white dude, he was very hyper and he would sell these OxyClean things, and I think he made a grip off of it. But damn, he didn't smoke them. He sniffed the money up, and damn, that ain't cool. All right, let's get on. What's your name, brother? Miyamwe. I don't know. I'm pronouncing your name wrong. How do you pronounce it, brother? Miyamwe. Miyamwe. Hop on in, brother. Miyamwe. I think I'm pronouncing your name right. Let me give you 5 more seconds. I give you 5 more seconds, and I'm gonna get you up out of here. And there it is. Okay. I was gonna let you speak, but you didn't say nothing. Oh, we got Gabriel, the Democrat. Oh, we got Gabriel, the Democrat. Oh, what's up, Gabe?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you been, Gabe?
I've been actually good, man. There's a lot of things going on in the world these days.
Yes, indeed. What's the Democrats saying about all of these uprisings that's happening?
Uprisings, it's a revolution going on. You see, but I don't know. I support the protesters. I support what's going on in LA. I support those people. But what
Oh, go ahead. What happened?
I don't think. Oh, I don't think black people. I don't think black people should. I don't think people should be asking black people to like come up and support and be protesting out with the Latinos. Because my reason for that is I know you have your reasons, of course, delineation. My reason for that is those people voted for this shit. Like a lot
Right.
of Latinos were singing Latinos for Trump. Trump got a higher percentage of Hispanics during the 2024 election, and a lot of those Hispanics who voted for Trump, their sisters, their brothers and sisters, or people who were illegal immigrants, or people who were in here in this country, and those are the people Trump were going to. And now they want to come to the Democratic Party, or they want to come to black people talk about all this protest. Like, nah, fuck that shit. Like, I support their fight, I support their cause, because I'm a child of Haitian immigrants. Of course, I'm always going to support their cause. But saying that like black people should be out there with them, nah, I'm not down for that. Like, that's their fight. They reap what they. So
You're
yeah, that's where I'm at.
There you go. Thank you, brother. Because yeah, that's our concern. It's like people are trying to shame us. That's our thing. Everybody keeps trying to shame us into going out here, jumping in front of the rubber bullets for everybody, like we're your damn mule. And foundational Black Americans are like, no, we're good. This ain't got nothing to do with us, and we're not obligated to get out here. That's the thing. It's the temerity. It's like people act like we're obligated. Obligated because of what? What makes people think that we're obligated? People ain't done nothing for us. We don't owe nobody anything. That's the thing. It's we don't owe nobody nothing. We don't owe you no support. You ain't supported us. When shit goes down, we're on our own. That's the reality. We're on our own. So yeah, handle your business. Don't try to shame us. Them shaming tactics ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work whatsoever. Now, there's some dudes out here. What happens is some of them Hispanic women dangle some of that Latina cooch in their face, and that's like the bargaining chip. So every blue moon, you'll have a couple of Sambos. Well, we got to stand in solidarity with the Latinos, the black and brown. No, nigga, you just want some Mexican pussy, nigga. You got a Latina baby mama. Yeah. Let's just keep that a buck. That's the thing that gets some of these cats. And I think that's the thing where a lot of the Hispanics feel like black folks are obligated because some of the women are like, look, all this Latin cooch I gave you, you can come out here and protest with me. And the Sambos will be like, well, I sure can. Show you right. I can get on out there with you. Marisol, I can get on out there and protect you. That's what it is. They think, okay, we didn't gave you all this cooch. You owe for some of this cooch we gave. That's what that is. That's where that weird sense of entitlement comes in. That's the only thing. And let's be real. Some of that Latin cooch that put a lot of niggas out here in a chokehold, especially in New York. Can we be real? And there's some beautiful Puerto Rican women out there. I'm in New York now. There's some fine Puerto Rican women. I give them that. There's some beautiful Puerto Rican, the younger ones. Now, when they get 30, that's a different story. But the younger ones, Puerto Rican women in their 20s, beautiful. They're running around here in New York. Beautiful. I give them that. But yeah, some of the old school New York cats, we got to do there has to be a study on how some of that Puerto Rican cooch got these niggas in a chokehold. That messed a lot of Negroes up. That Puerto Rican cooch was like kryptonite to niggas. Yeah, let's be real. That Puerto Rican cooch did a number on some of these dudes, some of these brothers. We got to be real about that. Yeah. Let me get Dr. Randy Short in the building, the legendary Dr. Randy Short in the building. Dr. Short, where you at, sir?
I'm right here, brother Tariq. You're
Oh,
teaching, preaching the word.
yes, sir.
I
Man,
saw you in front of the statue of matriarchy.
yeah. Yeah, I said, oh God, I gotta take a picture of this. It's smack dab in the middle of Times Square. I said, oh,
Mm, mm, mm. Oh,
but
my brother. Oh, my brother. Thank you for telling the truth. I'm looking at this and saying, my. We need to stay away. I have a motto. We woke, we grown, don't vote, stay home.
mm.
Right?
Now, Dr. Short, why do you think people keep trying to shame us into going along with these protests? Everything is about shaming us.
Well, because they know how much white people hate us and they'll deflect all the hate that they're due. We'll get that too. All the while, say we didn't build the country, we're no good, we count for nothing. But when it comes down to payback, when white rage is unleashed, they want us to pick up the tab. That's
Mm.
like you paying for another person's prostitute tab. Hell, I didn't get a blowjob. Why should I pay for it? We didn't get none of this stuff. So they want to do that. Plus, look at the timing. They want to put this on Juneteenth. That's where this 14th thing, they're going to make this a black thing. They made the stuff in 1992 a black thing. Almost 80% of the people arrested in 1992 were white, Latino, and Asian, even though the police were concentrated in monitoring and harassing black people. Isn't that interesting? If most of the police were after us, how were 80% of the people arrested not black? That means that black folk were bit players in what happened in 92, and we've been punished. We've been made homeless. We've lost everything. And they gained, and they made it out that we attacked the Koreans, we hate the Asians. Everybody's got paid off of the lie that black folks did all this, and they want to do it again. They actually want black folks on the West Coast to commit seppuku or kamikaze or harikari for them to just finish us off. Not just there, Chicago. This would be the swan song to the FBA nation for us at this critical juncture to catch all the hell of the dying gasp of a white supremacist Anglo-American empire. And they know this.
Absolutely. Yep. Dr. Short, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Very good point on that. Oh man. Yeah, that's why we stay out of it, man. We're Bennett, we ain't in it. They want us to take the brunt of the negativity, the brunt of the blowback. Because yeah, they're not really trying to challenge white supremacy. They don't really have a demand out here. So they want us to come out there and do all the damn dirty work so that we can get all the negative blowback and then they can get whatever benefits that come out of it. And we're saying, hell no, we done enough of that. All right. But anyway, let me get up out of here, family. I see we do have a lot of folks in here. Much respect to you guys. Everybody go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com, make a contribution to the Hidden History Museum, get the book Hidden Heroes from A to Z, go to rootworkstyle.com, get that Rootwork deodorant. Okay, I'm up out of here. Puppy Akute, Lulla Bube to the family. Peace.
Root work,